That's Blake.
Oh, it is?
That's him, man. The barbecue master himself.
No. I mean the guy talking to Scott.
We're live.
We're live
Hello,
now?
YouTube. My name's Scotty Swingler.
My name's Pete Souza.
That's Pete Souza.
Yeah.
We're here.
We are.
Kickoff is in like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And this is the Green and Gold Game Day Show. I guess.
Is this going to be like when you see the clips of like when SportsCenter or ESPN first came on the air? This is going to be it right here.
In like 20 years when everybody's remembering this moment.
Well,
when we brought this
with
to
College
YouTube.
Game Day and everything that's happening now and Lee Corso moving on, we figured now was the time.
I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry.
All right, we've got audio, but the video we just lost.
Turn the ball over 2 times or more.
Yeah,
for sure. And I think that Baylor is going to win the game by more than 2 scores. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
wow.
do. I think a lot of times we get wrapped up in SEC, Big 12. I truly believe that Baylor will come out and handle business at home because at the end of the day, the football team is a very good football team. And there's a lot of questions around Auburn. Everybody's talking about what Auburn could be, what they could be this year to turn it around. We know what Baylor is, and everybody's back, and I feel very good about this team going into this season.
I think that's the underrated element maybe in a week 1 game is the lack of roster turnover, especially at key positions for Baylor, 4 or 5 offensive linemen, maybe most importantly. That bodes well, and you know, I've struggled this week, Pete, because the pundits on X would make you feel like that a 5-win SEC team can kick the butt of one of the projected 3 best teams in the Big 12, and I just don't buy it, dude. I don't buy that they are that much more physical, that much more talented. I don't buy the garbage, right? We had Gary Bohannon on. Please bear with me last week. And by the way, please bear with me. Scotty Swingler, Terrence Ganaway, Sunday night.
It's unbelievable.
Ganaway's going to be.
If you're watching this tailgate, that's for you.
Ganaway's going to be right here at 6:30. But anyway, we had Gary Bohannon on because, you know, they won the Big 12 and beat Ole Miss when Gary was the quarterback. And he said, that logo don't mean nothing. you decide before the game. That doesn't mean anything. If
Yeah.
you're a baller, you're a baller.
Yeah.
You know who's a baller? A lot of guys on Baylor's roster.
A lot of guys.
I was gonna name one guy. I was like, it's a lot of them actually. There's quite a few.
I ran into. I called the Houston SFA game last night, and I ran into the commissioner outside. He was at the game.
Oh,
Brett Yormark, our Big 12 commissioner.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be here tonight, I would imagine. But he was there. I saw
put
him.
him on. What are we doing?
I saw him in the hallway, and we had this conversation. The same thing that you and I talked about. We had talked about how the Big 12 gets more than one team into the college football playoff, and you got to win games like this.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot riding on this game for a lot of things as this season goes forward. No pressure, Bears, but it really will help elevate the conference's profile if Baylor can win against an SEC team this afternoon or this evening.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, this is not an SEC matchup. Like Baylor's not playing Georgia tonight.
Yeah.
Baylor's playing a team that's gone 5, 6, and 5 in terms of their win count the last 3 seasons. This is not a good SEC team. Sorry, Auburn folks. Like maybe this season you will be, but the last 3 has not been. This has been a mediocre to below par SEC team. So if you're going to be a top dog in the Big 12, yes, you have to win this game. A lot of people are saying it's not a must win because, well, Baylor could lose this game and still win the Big 12, make the playoff. True. Yeah. I believe that. But I think it's a must-win. I think for the perception of the conference, the perception of your head coach, the perception of your quarterback, all of it. Perception of your program, perception of Waco.
Yeah, I know.
Really. Win this football game.
Another thing that you have talked about with me that I think we're going to be reminded of and I think will contribute to the environment and advantage for Baylor and obviously the crowd. Those helmets were released 2 weeks ago. And not that anybody has forgotten. But something's going to happen tonight when those guys take the field in those helmets, and it's going to be absolutely electric. And one thing, and I turn this back on you because you've talked about, unfortunately, some of the teams of the Dave Aranda era, even if teams have been good, they kind of start a little slower.
Yes.
Well, do you think that an opponent like Auburn will really kind of kickstart the effort this year for Baylor? Because there's no looking around this. This isn't Texas State. This is not Tarleton. It's
right.
Auburn.
But I think, unfortunately, some of those games where I've most noted that struggle for Baylor have been the ones I thought that we'd get up for. TCU a couple times, Texas when they were still in the conference, LSU in the Texas Bowl. It was a bad start. Baylor got down by 3 scores early.
Yeah.
So I would say that is my biggest fear. And Terrence Ganaway is actually the one who talked me into this. I think starting fast might be I'm giving away my keys to the game. That'll come in 2 hours, but I think that might be the biggest key to this game. I really do. That you step on their throat. You're at home. Don't let them go up by 2 scores and start beating their chest and doing this look at the almighty SEC crap. No, I want to see Sawyer Robertson throwing a deep shot to Ashton, second play of the game. I want to see a trick play, second drive. I hope Jake Spavital has scripted out this thing where it's we are going to do Art Briles would always say, and that might be dangerous quoting the guy, but it's been a long time. Yeah. Speaking of offense, Art Briles would always say, we don't try to get first downs. We try to score on every play.
Yes.
I want to see that philosophy tonight.
Last night, calling the Houston game, everybody was curious, what's Connor Wegman going to do? Out of the gate, their first play call from scrimmage, fly route down the sideline, and he just overthrew the guy. And it was, energy, nerves, whatever. I don't think Sawyer Robertson makes that mistake because it was a kid named Kobe Turner. He was wide open. I think that's a completion, a pass that Sawyer makes. And maybe Connor Wegman will this year. Maybe that was Russ ever. But I agree with you. I think you want to dial long distance early. And a couple home runs will really help your cause and will contribute to me being right because I say Baylor's going to buy 2 scores.
That's a bold prediction. So your 3 predictions one more time. Baylor's going to win big.
Baylor's going to win by 2 scores. Sawyer's going to throw for 300 yards, and Auburn will have 2+ turnovers.
I don't want to be hyperbolic because the world knows I love Sawyer Robertson. I think he's the best Baylor quarterback since Seth Russell. Don't even think that's close, by the way.
Yeah.
300 yards.
Look, you and I both
would put him on the national spotlight real
You and
fast.
I both may have thought about it, a couple shekels, maybe not on Sawyer winning the Heisman. Like, and there's a reason I did that.
Maybe. I'll take the maybe.
Because I believe that there are things about him that are going to rise to the occasion this year. We know he's got it. Oh, here's another thing I'll tell you. And I couldn't say this on the ESPN broadcast last night, but Taylor McHarg, who I called the game with,
Rice Owl legend.
Confirmed. So we met with Connor Wegman. He came in the ESPN meeting room. I mean, meeting Sawyer Robertson is totally different. Sawyer walks in. He's bowed up. Now, he's bowed up not because he's bowed up. Because that's who he is.
Yeah.
And Connor Wegman, to his defense, like, he's who he is too. Like, but he walks in the room, he's understated. Physically.
Yeah.
Like, Sawyer has the whole drill, dude. Up here, in here, and all this.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why I believe that a 300-yard passing night is in the cards this evening.
Would love to see it. We just got a minute left before we go to break. Want to let you know, Hondo Hat Company. Check it out. Is that not the coolest Baylor hat you've seen today?
It's pretty cool. I like it because it's old school.
Listen,
it's really cool.
That's old Western wear, Hondo hats. We thank them for sponsoring Green and Gold Game Day. Listen, I'm decked out in black, and I've got a black cap in the car that I'm going to put on when I go into the stadium because I wear black when Baylor says to wear black, Pete. But I had to rock the Hondo Hat Company on the set.
Nobody told me. I just got back into town. Give me a,
Navy blue. I mean, it's just an Auburn color.
Are we wrapping up? This is it. All right, tell them what's coming up next.
Hey, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Lynch, Matt Mosley,
and you.
Green and Gold Game Day. Shahan J. Roger will join us. Terrence Ganaway will join us. Eddie Lackey will join us. We've got a feature story on J.J. Joe. Don't go anywhere. This is Green and Gold Game Day.
Nice job.
Cute. But my real passion is in cultivating world-class culinary experiences that bring people together. We would love to cater your next event. You receive a fully personalized experience complete with a custom menu that's to impress your guests. And even though we're known for our barbecue, it goes way beyond that. We've done everything from boxes to grilled oysters and whole roasted pigs. Basically, if you can dream it, we can do it. This is at the heart of what we do. This is Helbert.
At Camp Fimfo Waco, we believe fun is more fun outside. We also believe fun is more fun in a pool, by the water park, at your RV, in a cabin, and with the friends and family you love the most. So grab a drink, take a ride, and stay a while. We think you'll discover that fun is more fun outside, too.
I mean, yeah, a new coach comes in, they're going to turn the roster. I think that's just, we've got all these transfer portal stats and what Dion did and what Fritz has done. I mean, that's the deal, man. That's the game that's being played nowadays.
Maybe a little bit unknown at quarterback. I mean, unknown to the rest of the world, but, he dove into the portal and got a guy who is super, super athletic.
South Dakota State's really good. Give us a little bit of breakdown about what they can do and what Oklahoma State needs to be worried about.
Look at that form right there. I need to say nothing else about this because I found one.
When Central National Bank decided to partner with Baylor women's basketball, we didn't know exactly what that partnership would look like.
What brings you into the bank today?
For the last couple of months, I've been noticing a charge on my account, and I would like to block it.
I see. So you have a charge?
Yes.
And you'd like to block it?
Yes.
I think you should take the charge.
What?
Yeah, I definitely think you should take the charge.
I don't think you understand.
Sometimes you just have to take one for the team.
Is there a manager available?
We love that Coach Collin is all about the team. Once we get the vocabulary down, the sky's the limit.
Central National Bank, proud partner of Baylor Athletics and Baylor women's basketball.
I have Mac Rhodes, director of Baylor Athletics, on the phone. Mac, can you tell Peggy why she should take the charge?
Of course she should take the charge. Wait, are you at the bank again? And who is Peggy?
I'm Cole Posey, and I'm a third-generation Baylor Bear. During my time playing baseball at Baylor, I started a hat company called Hondo, which started as meek and humble beginnings, has quickly grown into something more. Over 40,000 hats sold, and then over 100 retail locations nationwide. I love vintage Western hats, but couldn't stand the condition they came in, so I decided to make my own. Vintage style, but with modern aesthetics. Thank you so much for making my dream come true, and for enabling what was once a dream to become a reality. God bless.
sure. We've been working so hard on this piece. I'm Faith Lynch, Matt Mosley, Scotty Swingler. Thanks for tuning in with us today. Thank you, KWTX, for having us on. Guys, I'm ready to get into this game.
Let's go. I am very excited, and I will continue to talk about Micah Parsons.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I'm going to spend
He's wearing green and gold now.
I'm going to spend the first hour on that. I love interacting with all our friends out here. There's Tori, longtime listener, and our friends on TV. Welcome in. KWTX. I mean, even some of the people that are on that station have been milling around out here asking us, when are you coming on? What time are you coming on? We've got national TV celebrities milling around, waiting to come on. Faith has some unbelievable things in store for us. And Eddie, later in the program, at about 6 o'clock tonight. And then one of the greatest deep snappers in Baylor history. I dug deep into my Rolodex, the roster, and I was able to find one of the great all-time deep snappers. But Eddie, they're both. Jimmy Landis is an awesome guy, and Eddie Lackey's great. And I can't wait. I feel like we should have a chrome helmet.
No.
That looks good. I mean, is this the one you were
Hondo
wearing the
Hat
other
Company.
day?
I was wearing that one the other day at your show.
Is this a sponsor? Okay. The cursed Baylor. I like it. Look at the material. That's very, very nice. So good to be with you guys in Faith. Man, this is awesome to be with a great Baylor athlete.
Oh, thanks.
And someone who's, just coming up, just shooting up in the business. This is exciting, and we've got a lot to cover today. And Scotty has put together one of the most organized. I've been in the business for, 25, 30 years, and this is the most organized shot I've ever seen. Shot chart, I think we call it in the TV business or something. The blocks, whatever those things are. Oh, we're being handed things right now.
Bullet points.
Oh, perfect.
There's bullet points. I'm not going to do
this.
You asked and it appeared.
I'm not going to do
That's
anything
so
on
true.
that. There's
Oh
not
my gosh.
one single thing I'm going to do.
By
That's
the way,
on
this
there.
is how you know it's an old vet. He's got the yellow memo
So
pad.
true. I said, Matt, can I have some notes? Let's make sure we're on the same page. He goes, well, I can send you pictures of my legal pad if you would like.
Yeah.
Pete does this too. That's
Really?
like
Really?
the tried and true broadcaster method, the
That's
yellow
funny.
memo pad. This one's from Amazon Basics. So we know where
Are they a sponsor?
Mosley shops. They are not, but we would love them to be. In fact, this is a good time to say thank you, Southern Roots.
Yeah.
Thank you, Camp Fimfo. We are
Yes.
located at the Camp Fimfo tailgate.
Yeah.
Have a great time. Southern Roots is right over there serving beer. Blake Blackmar, Baylor legend.
He's good.
Barbecue legend.
Such good barbecue.
Serving
Come
up
on.
brisket and sausage over there. Pete Souza and Shahan J. Roger just casually hanging out at our set, hanging out.
Since I'm a real true Baylor person, just know that the missing ones of Southern Roots did not end up with me. All right.
This is the one he threw up here. So I
didn't-
think
okay.
Ryan
Somebody
drank
else.
those.
Okay, I
Yeah.
don't want to. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very, very Baylor. Faith, is this when we do Mosley's mind?
Yes.
I mean, we have.
Come on.
And by the way, Grant, if you'll come in with a tight shot, I'd like you to really zero in as I share this with our people out there. I love our staff out here. We got a little bit of a breeze here. Last night, I was at a high school football game, and it was like gorgeous weather. It has gotten a little bit
steamy.
In our black, like I thought the button-down black would be a decent look, and some would argue that black is slimming in some ways. It's not my case. In my case, I've not found that to be true. But yes, it is warm today.
It is a hot one.
We're going to fight the elements, and this is incredible because I keep reminding myself, in addition to just having fun with you guys, that Auburn is in town. It's so extremely rare, even during that incredible Baylor period, during those years that Eddie Lackey and others were playing, and then following that, you had some decent matchups, but nothing this exciting. Nothing that feels like this. And the only time it really hits home that it's Auburn, even though I've done all this, you can imagine, Faith, how much research I've done on all this. It's when I see all this orange.
Oh, yeah.
And I see the Auburn colors, and I am reminded, and I don't know if you guys knew this, I've been told, the Baylor admissions folks, that Auburn has become like one of our biggest competitors. And I say our because we all went to Baylor.
I can see that.
And as far as who Baylor competes with students for, it is now top 5. Auburn, which is like 15 hours away from here. You would think students would kind of want to hang around, but apparently some of them want to get away. Did you ever think about SEC?
I did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, wrapped up here at Baylor playing volleyball December 24th. Went through the recruiting process, kind of wanted to go all over the place, but Baylor was home, 6th generation Baylor Bear. Didn't want to disappoint mom and dad.
Yeah.
No, I definitely did. SEC's competitive volleyball-wise. A&M's got a great team this year. Auburn's pretty good. I played with a girl last year, Jackie Barrett Frazier. Her husband is the tight end, Frazier. She played her 4 years at Auburn and transferred in and played her last year with us. And just became a great friend, great roommate, great teammate. Ran the show for us as a setter.
And she said Baylor was such a better school experience, I'm sure.
She did. She did.
Yeah.
She enjoyed her time. She's here today. Can't wait to see her.
It's fun.
Yeah, so we're going to have a little volleyball reunion after this. But no, I mean, SEC is competitive in all aspects of D1 athletics. Absolutely.
You know,
So
I thought that was really cool that we had Jarrett Stidham on this week. And Scotty made that happen, and he was kind enough to share him on the Matt Mosley Show, which you can hear weekdays 1 to 3 on YouTube. A lot of people watch that. And I had people reaching out to me.
Drew Mills. Thanks, Drew. Thanks for
Yeah.
making sure this camera worked today.
We're on
really appreciate
the
it.
TV has told us not to, no more shout outs.
oh my gosh.
They've asked us to do that.
We could get carried away.
Yeah, I would say so. You know, look at the Auburn. There's some people. This guy to our right, and I don't think we can get the camera over on him, but he has a little bit of a Pat Dye look. That's the very famous coach that in the later years he took over right after Bear Bryant retired, and then he was the coach for the years of, you know, Bo, which is, I mean, I think they've been bad for so long or been kind of mediocre for so long that people have sort of forgotten how awesome they are, like how incredibly rich the Auburn heritage is.
Yeah.
And by the hour, they're adding national titles. I mean, they added
from
a
the
few
20s
last week.
What
Yeah.
year did you add one for Baylor this week?
Oh, congrats to everybody who was on the Baylor. I don't think they're still with us, but there was some. I think I gave us the national title for 1924. I want to shout out the 1924 Baylor team.
Wow.
Again, that's
Congrats, everybody.
By the way,
Woo!
my grandmother, she's probably streaming us right now, was born in 1923 and is 102 years old. So
Wow.
hello.
Go her.
Yeah, and her parents.
So she remembers.
Her parents went to Baylor. Yeah, still has a pretty solid memory at age 102. All right, Faith, I'm sorry. I don't want to. I mean, I know this was. Are we still in Mosley's mind? Like the last thing I want to do
Theoretically.
is get away from like your chart. I mean,
please,
there's just
as long as we hit the commercial breaks, we're going to be good. So as we're learning to do television together, we've got 3 minutes, Mosley.
Oh, I'm a veteran. Where's the camera again? No,
Right there.
Yeah, I'm a veteran. We're going to be a little loosey-goosey. I was told this was like a YouTube show, and then suddenly we were embraced by TV, and it is an unbelievable station here in town with an incredible heritage. And so we are very happy to be on with you. And in fact, when there was a Baylor scandal, and sadly we got to have to, say which one, but 2003, that's what I was going on, man. I was going on this station, and I was making appearances, and I was going on Good Morning America, a young Mosley. And I had to go out to Richland Mall and buy like a suit and tie on the fly so that I could cover that story. And that was my first big story. And Baylor people were actually kind of mad at me. I was like, listen, I was just covering a story here. Here's one thing I wanted to share with you guys, though. Do I have a second?
Of course.
I was thinking about this game and what it means. And I like to look at this. Okay, I'm a huge NBA fan.
Okay.
And the NBA is a superstar league. It's driven by superstars, and our hearts were broken not only because of Micah Parsons, but Luka before that. This, to me, is a superstar game. And our man Cam, who we've been talking about this morning, Faith,
of Locked On Baylor,
for the receiver for Auburn.
No,
Not him.
When you open with our friend. Sorry, I have interrupted.
We could probably be friends.
Cam is receiver for Auburn, okay, and Cam Coleman, all right, and walk, and he is
right.
So those are their superstars, and the Bears show up with Sawyer and Bryson. And it just kind of gets me thinking, if you're going to compare superstars, do you want a quarterback and a running back? Do you want a receiver and an edge? I think you might make one argument in the NFL, and you might make a different argument at the college game. But to me, it's really fun. Oh, we got a countdown going. So
he doesn't have the power to do that.
Yeah, no, he can. He can if he wants to do that. Mosley's mind has been interrupted.
Discuss this further when we come back.
Okay,
we'll discuss
good.
this further, and we'll talk to our friend Shahan Jayaraja when we come back from the break.
All right, fine.
We out?
No. If we're still on,
No way.
And shout out to all my friends in Waco, all the different churches here.
And with the friends and family you love the most. So grab it, take a ride, take a while. We think you'll discover that fun is more fun outside too.
.365 Sports Green and Gold Game Day is made possible in part by Ascension Providence here in Waco.
There's one on that this thing was working. It works every day on Pete's show. On your PC? On Pete's show. Yeah. I just put it on your PC. Yeah. So I'm afraid of it. Wasn't responding when I plugged it into this.
Is power?
Yeah.
Can we try it real quick just for shits and giggles?
Yeah. Is it power? No, this is power. But I was told. Starling, I know. Computer. I'm sorry.
Me too. Me too, brother. Not coming through. Alright, that sucks.
Okay, we're back. So in theory, every time you told us, like I brought up Wi-Fi, I brought a computer weeks ago. I told him all of these things. He was like, "We're going to Starlink and do all stuff." Yesterday, he handed me that Wi-Fi router in the back of that truck. He was like, "Here's your internet." And then he was like, "And I've got to go set up 6 high school broadcasts all day." And I was like, "Dude, if you're putting us on TV, if you're going to put us on TV, you need to make this your priority." Today, I couldn't get a hold of him. Today, he was like, "Oh, do you guys still need chairs?" At 1 o'clock, he's asking if you still need chairs.
I spent 20 hours can't even download it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can hear us on air. That was hot.
Huh?
That was hot.
What is that?
That was hot.
All right.
Follow the breaks. Because that's what every kid at TX is going to watch for.
Don't worry. We gotta pull the plug. We gotta pull the plug. We gotta pull the plug. I've got 3 3-minute ad breaks. I know only 1 second because I can't get an ounce of Wi-Fi. I'm trying to live stream from a router in the middle of a place with 20 other routers that are all using internet. And even if you're using one router, there's still 50 million people here with cell phones.
I don't know if you ever do the honor Swingler. I don't know if Miranda can do enough to honor him. Now, Miranda is the top leading. Amazon did a very nice job.
He's not
You don't have that season. You don't go that 16 run without Swingler. And so, as I kind of thought about things I wanted to say today, one thing I want to say is this is the year everybody needs to. I'm coming up with an action plan.
Thing that I asked all the players when I went to Big 12 Media Day was, what uniform are you most excited to wear? And so I think that kind of is a fun thing you get to play into. We arrive in our outfits with our shoes, our Nike Dunks, Jordans, and have a little photo shoot. It just makes you feel good before you get to go and play. So to have a uniform that resembles something and has some weight behind it, I think is a proud moment for these Baylor players. To be able to put on that helmet, feel like you look good, play good is how I would see that. So no, I'm pumped to see how they wear that well tonight.
And as they honored the 13 and 14 teams last year, there were so many fun things about those teams. And one of it was those blackout games, the uniforms, the chrome helmets. I don't know. It seemed like it made them look faster. It might have been the fact it was Katie Cannon and Corey Coleman, all these unbelievable athletes. But, to bring it, this receiving core brings me back to some of those days, like the Baylor receiving core. Now, the scary thing is I think Auburn has some of that going on.
I agree.
All right. I think we our man, Shehan Jayaraja, is around
on deck
from CBS, and he's put on a sport coat for some crazy reason. We're going to visit with him. Scotty may jump back up here with us.
Oh, yeah.
Faith and I are rolling through this afternoon. The Green and Gold Game Day Show from McLean State.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Dear Sports. I am so pumped to be back in the podcast world and filming season 2 of Dear Sports. On this podcast, you're going to find stories from former and current athletes about their journey through sports and the impact it has made in their life. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow our Instagram and Twitter to stay updated on all things Dear Sports. Welcome back to the Green and Gold Day Show. We have Shehan here with us, and we are so excited to be able to talk about some of the Big 12 matchups that are going on, already happened, and give us a little bit more knowledge about that heading into the big Auburn game. Thanks for being here.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being patient with us. We're doing it. We're making it through it today.
Yeah, and Shahan and I have known each other on. And this week they made the announcement that he's going to Fox. And I had a little issue getting a hold of him this week. I don't know. It's very, very disturbing. But welcome, and to have that sport coat, have the suit on. That suit, it's nice. Yeah,
It's
that's
nice.
what I meant to say. You do look great. Crazy.
We were on the
But,
same
yeah, yeah, but it's good to see you kind of work in the crowd. People see
nation feel differently about you. So huge opportunity here.
All right, and Shahan Jayaraja with us on the Green and Gold Game Day. And this is a sign, only public place you can buy a drink, can buy beer. It's just like, it's like right over in front of us. There's an enormously long line, and the Auburn people are all lined up. They're thinking, really? Is this the only place we can buy a beer? The answer is yeah,
Yes,
I think
it
it is.
Well, I think that Alabama folks probably get that a little bit.
Yeah, and by the way, fun being over here at Camp Fimfo. This is a really fun environment, and it is fun to be with you. Now, Scotty wanted us to talk about a little bit of this Big 12 opening weekend. Got a big game Friday night. Cincinnati comes up short against Nebraska. That opening game, that was interesting. We had sons and fathers getting in fights in the parking lot after the Farmageddon game. But the rest of this weekend, Big 12-wise, what are in store and what will you be taking? Because some of these games are not going to be that competitive probably, but there's probably certain teams you want to see. How do they set the tone to begin the season?
Well, one I'll be probably going back and watching after today is Colorado Georgia Tech. It's going to be a fascinating opportunity to see them. I think that Georgia Tech might roll against them. This is a huge game for Caden Salter coming in first-year starting quarterback at Colorado. We've heard that Julian Lewis, the star freshman, might also get into the game. So this is going to kind of be the start of this next era, whether or not it's a win or a loss. I think that we're going to learn a lot about this team. I'm definitely going to be excited, even though they play lesser opponents, like to see what Texas Tech looks like in their opener, right? Like see whether it actually looks like what we think it's going to look like. Same with Arizona State. They got off to a slow start last year, play a one-score game against Mississippi State. They opened with an FCS team, but I want to see them come out and drop 60 points and put them away very early. So it's more going to be style points this weekend. And it's also going to be new players and new offenses. If I didn't mention Utah UCLA, that's what.
In the TU, yeah. Yep. And by the way, Shahan is the one who wrote this big piece, and others have kind of tried to do it. Cody Campbell. Let's not overdo it, Faith. My gosh. The other day, Scotty, beautiful. Come on. Other writers, we don't like people bragging too much about other writers. The other day, I was on with Scotty, and Scotty says he deserves a Pulitzer for that.
Let's not do all this. Let's not do all this.
I said, Scotty, let's settle down just a little bit. Turn the cap around, forwards, but you did a very nice job. And what's interesting is after we saw him, Cody Campbell is the billionaire. I want to call him the owner, but he's like the huge donor for Texas Tech, and he's become a big player at the seat in the NCAA, in the future of college football. And you got to spend some time with him, and I find it interesting because after you wrote that story, it does seem like he's kind of like coming out more and more, doing more media. So you have unleashed Cody Campbell upon the country.
Yeah, it's so interesting, the timing of all that, right? Because, for me, getting him, I was able to get him, but it wasn't like the easiest thing. I kind of had to convince some people. I kind of had to, and then as soon as that came out and I think the positive reception happened, we were in a position where all of a sudden he's everywhere, right? So it's kind of funny that maybe that was his introduction in some ways to the national stage.
Absolutely. Well, we have Eddie Lackey on deck coming up next. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. You're doing great work, and we will see you in a bit.
Third generation Baylor Bear. During my time playing baseball at Baylor, I started a hat company called Hondo. It started as meek and humble beginnings, has quickly grown into something more. Over 40,000 hats sold, and then over 100 retail locations nationwide. I love vintage Western hats, but couldn't stay in the condition they came in, so I decided to make my own. Vintage style, both modern aesthetics. Thank you so much for making my dream and for enabling what was once a dream to become a reality. God bless.
Welcome to a special edition of the Doomsday Podcast, coming to you from the Star in the players' meeting room with defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus.
You now have two responsibilities this year that you didn't have last year, and that's being a first-time head coach and calling plays for Dak Prescott for the first time. But now we're doing something that we do annually. We get Stephen Jones's perspective on this football team and how it was built and what expectations should be.
At Camp Fimfo, we believe fun is more fun outside. We also believe fun is more fun in the pool, by the water park, at your RV, in a cabin, and with the friends and family you love the most. So grab a drink, take a ride, and stay a while. We think you'll discover that fun is more fun outside, too.
Hey, what's up? My name's Scotty, and I used to host a Baylor football podcast called Please Bear With Me, and I'm so excited to finally let you know that we are so back, baby. Please Bear With Me is coming back, not only as a podcast, but as a YouTube show on the Rogue Media Network.
We are Rogue Media Sports.
365 Sports Green and Gold Game Day is made possible by Ascension Providence here in Waco.
Sweet.
He's living the
Doing
life.
well.
So
Oh,
yeah,
good.
but Levi's awesome. He was a groomsman in my wedding. So
I brought up
love
Dave
Levi.
K because that game I was told was weekend TV, Fox Sports Southwest, and I thought joking with me, and I've been told to stay, not try to talk to the players as they're walking off the field.
Yeah.
And Shock had a big game.
Yeah.
And the young Mosley, I'm not gonna take no for an answer. I jump out there and start interviewing Shock.
Okay.
And, And David let that interview end.
Yeah.
And then he went off on me like no one. I remember thinking, who is this guy? Like, who? And of course,
That's
I kind of got a
hilarious.
kick out of it. But he kind of went after me. So I shouldn't shock you about me.
Not at all.
Now, I
No.
heard you talking on another show, so I won't cover the exact same brand, but it is interesting with the chrome helmets coming out tonight. And I know you don't want to get too far into like a fashion deal, but it is kind of cool because it's like they honored you guys. Now it's like, man, we used to love those uniforms and the way those teams played.
Yeah.
Why don't we bring those uniforms back? And now this is a little different variation, and I'm sure they put their own spin on it and everything.
Yeah.
First of all, those shiny chrome, and it was funny because you brought up Oakman, and you thought, man, I can't believe Phil, talking about Phil Bennett, the defense coordinator, brought me up.
Yeah.
And by the way, Phil brings you up a lot because I just was
Yeah.
talking to him the other night, and he loves talking about all you guys. But to me, those helmets looked so weird and different. I always worried that like they weren't protective enough. Like they just looked shiny and a little bit thin.
Little
but
flimsy,
you felt
little
they did
plasticky.
look a little plasticky. Did you feel okay about them when you put them on, or did you have that same feeling?
I had some questions, but ultimately when push came to shove, we were fine, I think. But there's only so much you can do, I think, with a helmet. But they've proven that wrong. I think these days they've done more, but yeah. There's just something to. I know it's such a cliche, but it's like you look good, you feel good, you play good, and these days you play good, it pays good, And I just feel like the shiny gold, it's become just such like an icon at Baylor, and people can talk about Oregon, this and that. Obviously, that's where Nike's headquarters is, and they get all the newest and greatest stuff, but I just think that we own the chrome, say what you want about Oregon and all these things, but I just really feel like a lot of people, if I'm talking to somebody that doesn't know a whole lot about Baylor, they're like, man, I love those gold helmets that you guys used to have or whatever. So it's kind of cool that, we've brought them back and it is kind of a testament or a salute or tip the cap to our teams and the teams that were there when I was there. But it really is for me. It was a confidence booster, and I you might not think of me as a very swaggy kind of guy, but
no, I see the watch.
yeah,
Don't worry.
oh yeah, totally, yeah. But I think I feel like there's something to looking good and feeling good and that whole thing. So I really love the gold helmets.
Eddie Lackey on with us. And Faith, one of the things that separated Eddie from other linebackers, and other than his swag, was his hands. And there had been a linebacker years before you came to Baylor, and his name was like Pavelski or something like that. Pavelek, yeah.
Yep.
And
I just saw him at Georgia's. We were
Really?
just catching up.
Okay.
Sweet.
And he had a knack, and those were not great teams he was on, but he did have a knack for dropping back and intercepting, especially like in the red zone and everything.
Yeah.
And you turned several games that you played in with similar type plays. That one of those Tech games comes to mind.
Yeah.
What was the biggest, like, other than you probably at some point played tight end and probably caught a lot of balls or played running back or something?
Yeah.
That probably helped you.
Yeah.
But what was it about, like, either who was coaching you or your instincts that made you good at that?
It's so funny because I'll rewind a little bit and go back to Pee Wee football days, and it's like my very first year of tackle football, and I kind of kicked my parents for this a little bit for starting me at first grade tackle football, banging my head around and everything. But I had 37 touchdowns my first year of football, and I know it's like, oh, it's first grade, whatever, but that's pretty.
That's pretty good.
I'm not one to sit here and like pat my back, but like 37 touchdowns. Like I was more natural, I feel like, growing up as a running back, and I love to have the ball in my hands, and I love to, put a move on somebody or whatever it is. But I just, if I was laying down as a kid, I was laying on my back. I just always remember I would throw the ball up in the air and catch it, throw the ball up in the air and catch it. Like I was always doing those kind of things. And so I think that just developed ball skills. I know it sounds silly, but it was just something, I'm trying to instill that in like my kids. And I don't know if they'll play football. My son loves to play golf right now. He's 4 years old, and he can, our club pro at my country club right now, I drove by him and it was like, hold on, tee that ball back up and have him hit it again. And just very impressed with his golf game. I'm like, all right, let's keep that going. But I'll just sit in his room and I'll do that same thing. And now he's started to do that. And it's just like hand-eye coordination. And I don't know. I think it also comes down to instincts. I think that's what Bennett's always talked about with me, and just the type of football player that I was. I was very instinctive. And that combined with having ball skills and I don't know. It was a good combination for me. And thankfully it worked out during my career at Baylor.
Eddie, just be between two big-time D1 athletes.
No.
My father did play at Baylor, so I've got that. The lineage it skipped right over me. But Eddie, great to have you. Have fun tonight. Enjoy seeing the chrome helmets again. I love the way you told that story about like seeing it from the stands for the first time and like how that sort of made an impact on you. Watch the wheel on your chair, by the way. I don't want
close.
You're a little close. I don't want to lose you again. Eddie Lackey on the Green and Gold Game Day Show. Thank you, buddy.
Matt,
always love hanging out, love talking.
Yes.
And I don't know if you partake, but please take one of those.
We shotgun it, or what are we doing?
I don't want to encourage anything like that, but please do. There he goes, Eddie Lackey.
Commercial break.
We go between enemy lines. That next.
I will if you want.